So you want me to look at you or the camera?
Look at me.
Yeah, I'll look at you.
Alright, here we are with Craig Mabbitt, Fancer Bands, Cosmos Gaming. Just getting ready to tear shit up at Rock on the Range. Alright, so I mean, being in Escape the Fate, you guys kind of have elements to do a little bit of the Warped Tour scene, a little bit of the rock and roll. Is there anything that you guys are trying to like gear more towards?
You know, I'd say we're just trying to gear more towards just being ourselves, actually, you know what I mean? We could be a part of the Warped Tour scene, we could be a part of this Rock on the Range scene, we could be a part of the Uproar Festival that we're going out on this summer. So be it, we're trying to be that band that's not the next big that guy.
Yeah.
We're trying to be the next big thing. You know what I mean? And I think that's every band's goal in their career is to be the next big thing, but you know, we want to be our own. We want everybody to look at us and be like, no, that band didn't have anything to offer. That band's a little too different for me. But then hopefully one day it just catches on and everyone's like, oh, okay, wait. And then no matter what song you hear, which is what we try to do in all our albums, whether it be a poppy, catchy song or a super heavy song with a breakdown, no matter what kind of genre you try to put it in, it's all different, but it's all Escape the Fate. So that's our main goal.
Exactly. I mean, coming in, you obviously jumped on partway through their Escape the Fate's career. When did it feel like you actually were like branded in part of the band? Like, did you feel like you were part of it right away, or did you feel like it took a year or so? Like, when did you actually feel like?
Well, the band themselves made me feel like I was part of the band the second show.
Really?
You know what I mean? And by the second show, there was fans that were already making me feel like I belonged there. And there was fans from my old band that were showing up, and they're like, this is you now, and we support it. So there was already like a bevy and a mixture of just support from my own band, the band's dedicated fans that were just like, at least the band's still together, and my old fans, which were like, at least, you know, Craig's still doing something with himself. And of course there was still that little bit of hate, and I mean, there's always going to be, because it's a hot topic for a band. I mean, that's something a band goes through that gives people something to talk about, no matter how long it lasts in your career. So it's not really a bad thing for me. I look at it as a good thing, because it kind of helps out both parties. It's kind of like fuel for the fire, you know what I mean? Oh, what are they doing now? What's he doing now? What's he saying now? So it kind of keeps people interested without us having to do anything at all.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously like have probably noticed that people treat your name as like an icon in the scene. You started The Word Alive, you're with Bless the Fall, you're in Escape the Fate now. I mean, so every time, like you said, when you do something, people know about it. Does that add any type of extra pressure to you, like knowing that like people are like really judging every little move you make, or do you kind of just
you know, I get the same emails from fans all the time that are like, I'm a fan of you, I don't care what you do, no matter what you do, I'm going to listen to it. And that always gives me confidence. But then you get the people that are like, well, why have you been in so many different bands? Maybe none of these bands just want you. And I'm like, I wouldn't say that, considering the fact that every single one of those bands does decent.
Yeah.
And they're all doing pretty good.
So how does negative criticism affect you as an artist?
At first it affected me negatively, obviously, because it's all negative, but you know, the longer I spent my career, the more sold out venues I played, the more people coming up to me. I mean, people crying, people telling me I saved their life, people coming up to me showing me tattoos of my signature on their arms, people coming up to me and bringing me to an Escape the Fate signing, a Bless the Fall CD, and an Escape the Fate CD, and having me sign them both. It's just like nothing but support, and you gotta realize there's always gonna be that person, no matter who it is, no matter how good you are, you're never gonna please everybody. And then I look at interviews from huge artists, like Eminem, for instance. He just signed to Interscope. They had a new magazine come out, and I was reading an article about Eminem's new album. And he's like, if I go online, there's so much hate on me everywhere. But for some reason, that dude is one of the biggest artists in the world.
It's all these people that sit and troll the internet.
I feel like the biggest artists are the ones that get hated on the most. So I hope we keep on getting hated on, so that one day I'm the headliner of Rock on the Range, and I'm out there, you know, packing out stadiums, you know.
So I know you're gonna have a fun answer for me for this one. So what is the strangest rumor that you've heard about the band?
Strangest rumor. Actually, the weirdest one that I read yesterday, and it has to be on Twitter because that's where all the rumors start now.
Of course.
Is a bunch of people retweet it. I'm checking my timeline and they're like, oh my god, Craig's sick, because I've been losing my voice lately. I actually got a vocal coach out here trying to help me because I've never practiced, never had any exercises, and I go on that and everybody's like, Craig's sick, and I heard the singer of A Day to Remember is going to replace him. I'm like, that's the most bogus, out of this world rumor
We can squash that
I would
one
have
right
ever
now, right?
heard in my entire life. One, why the hell would that guy ever want to sing for my band? Completely different style. Two, his band is killing it right now. So why the hell would he leave? Because people are dumb. People just like to start rumors. So that was definitely a recent weird one, but there's a new one every day.
On the topic of silly questions, with Escape the Fate and all of your, personalities put together, if your band was to represent a monster, what would be 3 traits of the monster, and what would we call it?
What would be 3 traits of the monster?
Yeah, to represent Escape the Fate.
You know, I would have to compare it to the monster that Cartman turns into in South Park.
The one in South Park?
Yeah, you know that monster that Cartman turns into?
Oh yeah.
And it's just a mixture of everything in the town.
Hell yeah.
That's what we are. Except instead of Cartman, it'll be my face.
Alright.
After everybody.
So you guys are still currently touring, like the Issues album. Is there any new material in the works? What can we look for?
Yeah, we actually, right before we walked over here, we watched the final cut of this Gorgeous Nightmare video. It's going to be the next single. We just finished the video for that. So we should have a trailer at least up within the week. After that, we got all these European festivals. We got Download. There's just a bunch of crap overseas. We got the Kerrang Awards, which were nominated for Best Album. So if you're a fan of Escape the Fate, please vote. You can vote as many times as you can. We're up against Avenge, My Chem, Bring Me the Horizon, and The Blackout, I believe. It's a lot of good artists, especially good artists from over there. So we need as many votes as we can get. After that, we head out on the Uproar Festival this summer, which is Avenged, 3 Days Grace, Seether, Bullet, and us. Other stage is All That Remains, Seven Dust, Black Tide. I can't remember the other ones.
That's like a who's who of the rock scene.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a good setup. Right around that time, we should release another single. And in between that, we'll be hitting the studio, recording some more tracks, perhaps for a bonus album, maybe just an EP in between this album and the next, or just songs to be on the next one. So that's what we got coming up.
When you guys aren't writing or doing anything, you guys are just hanging out, what kind of stuff are you guys normally doing? You guys crazy party people, or?
I'm pretty much the social butterfly of the group. I just like getting around, talking to people, hanging out. If you ever see me walking down the street after like a headline show or something, I'm usually followed by a bunch of fans that might not even be able to get into the bar. But I'm just like, yeah, come on, let's go. I'll walk in the bar, 5 people come in with me because the rest can't get in.
What's the craziest drunk moment you've ever had?
Craziest drunk moment? Ooh.
Yeah, like one of these like band meetups or something after a show.
There's actually videos online that I don't remember doing.
Really?
Yeah. I guarantee you, I haven't searched it, but I guarantee you, if you search Craig Mabbitt drunk, there's probably videos of me talking to fans. I'm just like, yeah.
Is there anything you're known for doing when you're drunk, like whether you're standing on tables or taking your pants off? What would be the brand that the Craig Mabbitt brand?
There was once I decided, I convinced Max that me and him should get naked on stage.
For him to get naked?
Me and him to get naked. I didn't get fully naked because I was in a cast. So I just had like a cast and my boxers on. He ended up getting fully naked because his bass could cover up his junk. And it was in Australia. Apparently it was an all-ages show. The promoter lost his license, the venue shut down, and they canceled the next show, which was Under Oath, was coming the night after. And I'm pretty sure that's when they started hating us.
Oh wow.
It was after that show.
That sounds awesome.
But you know what I mean? We're not...
You guys just like to have fun,
I don't think we like to, we don't look at ourselves as the people that don't give a shit. Like, oh man, we're gonna party, we're gonna burn your shit down, we're gonna punch you in the face because we just don't give a fuck, and oh, anarchy. We just like to have a good fucking time, you know what I mean? We like to party. I like to hang out. You know what I mean? Life's about having fun, so enjoy it. You know what I mean?
only
to its
got
full extent.
only got one final question for you. Just if you could play in any setting to any crowd, whether it's a monster, like a hybrid monster in the jungle or whatever, would be like the perfect setting for a show for you guys, your style, your imagination.
Perfect setting. So it could be any kind of crowd.
Anything. Imagination.
For some, I don't know why, but for some reason, in my head, I'm thinking of two main things. Either I'm playing on top of that thing that they hook people up to King Kong, King Kong sign, and there's a bunch of villagers running around and it's just King Kong marching around him, but I'm up there singing. Or it's just a bunch of people trapped inside of a cage with a T-Rex, and we're on top of the cage just rocking out. Or anything you can imagine Death Clock doing, I would like to do. That would be pretty epic. Like on top of an active volcano.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty legit.
Definitely works.
Best show ever.
I want to see
Metal
videos of
Opulence,
that now.
best show ever. Best band ever.
Alright, so for any promoters, anyone who books shows and wants to do something crazy, that's Escape the Fate's dream. Let's make it happen. Alright. From Craig Maverick.
That's on our writer. One T-Rex. Make sure there's one T-Rex.
So is there, any final words that you'd like to share with, the site visitors?
Well, shit. I wanted to be in a band when I was 15, getting my ribs broken in the front stage at Warped Tour, and it happened. And I can't say nothing made it happen other than family, friends, and then the fans. It only took that one dedicated fan, and it always does. There's that one person that'll start it up for you. They'll promote it. More people will get involved, and I mean, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. It's what I wanted to do since I was a kid. So
Yeah, here you are, rocking the range, man.